Traditional music on the island of Ireland conjures up a number of images, and with the All-Ireland Fleadh coming north of the border for the first time ever, music and traditional music became the focus for those involved.
I suppose in our community, the Fleadh is one of these things that's been, a lot of people think that something should be avoided and protested against or whatever. But I mean, we've begun to understand it's about music, and our bands are about music. You won't get these type of bands anywhere else in the world but Ireland. And the example would be a band like the Churchill. You know, it was established in 1835, so it was going 100 years when this was all Ireland.
Nora, who am I taking kid? Crinu Law, Walmudge, Dave, Gomez Boss, Aaron, Arden, Hallen, or Trasna. Agus we should have Gasta or Allen, Gorwai of a particular and Teep Shodan. It's there. Go should exmoint you go Homlin, Aaron Yakol, and on it, and on it just smoint you a piece of Yana in there at Trasna. Tamajabulu, Dini, Nabani Kol. I guess the shit's no what Nismo Huntosi, no more a Hillmudge, taking shit Codgeway, or no any Higgin Mudge go Homlin aid, taking much what Nis far, and you done Grinish in a knocked. We should Samuel, we should knock the looked Orishach eat their fad, Gajensi there in the Moorhill, the Shin, the Harwa go and said price, like all on there. Mas Bana Kuhol eid, Monowal Brataha, Agus Nakori, Kenyal Orishach, Stoffella, is Bana Kuhol wine eid, Agus Eglin Delelo or in Tishkin Shin. Mas Federlin Bulu Lakela Markoltori. Is still here Eglin Codgeway, the knife just Agus and Steyr, Avrishi Shees. So the Cortusla Road is Codden Ya, Goal Majigiri, Kenyal, Sheehan, Arberch, there and Dahiv, Agus Shocodden or Obershin, Is Duhlan doing ya, Agus Kinchiger Duhlan Doivson, Comoye.
There are 30,000 active bandsmen. There are thousands of people who travel about supporting them across the countryside at various parades and what have you. The Fleadh is all about traditional music, and this is a very big movement of traditional music in Northern Ireland, so that's a big deal.
From the 11th to the 18th of August, the streets and venues of this beautiful city of ours will once again be in the international spotlight as it welcomes an honourable programme celebrating the best of Irish culture. Since it was announced that the city was to host the first Fleadh ever to be held in Northern Ireland, anticipation has been building.
I can't think of any other event, any other festival in the world that has lasted the length of time that Fleadh Clone Heron has. From an idea way back in the 50s of a group of like-minded people who wanted to preserve our unique culture, to this magnificent event, it's no mean feat of achievement.
The Londonderry Bands Forum became involved in the Fleadh because the bands within the city see their tradition in music, and their tradition is a tradition that might not have been encaptured otherwise if they hadn't been involved. It's still traditional music to them. It's not just about parading and marching, it's about performing and being musicians. And there's a lot of crossover in the traditions that aren't highlighted, and the bands are very, very aware of that musical crossover, so it was just about really embracing that.
For ourselves, it's important for us to reconnect as well with our culture. We've more to let that whole side of our tradition disappear after partition. I think after partition, the Protestant community became very negative, and a lot of the traditions that my father would have talked about, going Kaelian and great fiddle players, which would be 60 years ago. There's none of that's left in our community.
Since the Fleadh, I feel personally that culturally we're all more aware of how we fit together within the city. We have our own identity, and that I think our engagement in the Fleadh was something that we were keen to promote all the time. We do have our own identity, but our identity is part of the identity of the whole country. As a matter of fact, since we came here for the first engagement with the Fleadh, I actually think my cultural identity is far stronger. Before we were reluctant to say we played in bands or we did this, that, and anything. But since the engagement at the start and the ongoing engagement, I'm very proud to say I'm in a band now. So from that aspect, I feel really confident now, and I feel really confident about the movement we're involved in.
So how easy is it to define our cultural heritage? If you define yourself as having one cultural heritage, does that exclude you from another's?
Is Michelin Dervine is a fagach for Baha Gaelic me in her Belfast.
And these photos are all taken round the area that I live and where I work in East Belfast Mission.
I think my work is important because for the first time it's somebody working within a working class Protestant community, within a loyalist community, and giving loyalist people access to the Irish language, a language that historically they would have regarded as being, I suppose, the language of the enemy. And again, people here, like in Belfast, tend to associate the Irish language with the nationalist community, with republicanism, yet the Irish language is much bigger than that, and it transcends politics and it transcends religion. Hussie meg Fulham Gaelic a Ruanuri, so I started learning Irish the year before last, so Gavlean Anish, 2 years now. It's created, I've made so many friends, just wonderful times, wonderful memories. It's such a social world, you know. I joke and I say that I have found a cure for depression and loneliness. People need to join the Irish language world. It's just such a lovely world, and I've made, say, so many friends, and I've involved, you know, my friends and my family in it, so it's just wonderful. And it's also given me access to a world that I didn't know existed, you know, that the Irish language is all around me, yet I didn't know a word of it.
During the Pan-Celtic Festival in 2014, marching bands from different cultural backgrounds paraded together, and it was the first time since 1969 that bands from a Protestant Unionist and Loyalist community paraded and performed in Waterloo Place in the city. And to do this alongside bands from a different cultural background was quite emotional for those involved. Through a shared musical heritage, the two main communities in this city have found a way to celebrate their cultures together, without any loss of identity on either part.